Why the narcissist is on a road to nowhere. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So think about where the narcissist is heading. Think about where they promised you they would be when you needed them or when they were in the relationship with you. Think about all of the hopes and dreams and aspirations that were dashed. Think about the future faking that the narcissist planted inside of you. Think about all of the misdirection that the narcissist showed you. Think about all the toxicity you experienced. The narcissist knew a few things. One, they knew who they were. Two, they knew that they were going to lead you down a path that would not end well for you. Three, they knew that they would not be loyal to you or to anybody. And four, they knew that your misery was going to be their fuel. Your discomfort was going to be their pleasure. Your demise and your destruction of everything about you would be their supply. The narcissist was in competition with you the minute you met them, up until probably and including right now if they're still breathing air. The narcissist is a pitiful, anxiety-riddled creature who has a bottomless pit within them, a dark, vast void, a wasteland, if you will, that must be filled with what is known as supply. Supply can be anything from a pet, from a trip, from an Amazon package, from getting cut off in traffic, from not tipping a waiter or a waitress, from being late on purpose, from intentionally not going to your birthday party, from blowing up your holidays, from giving you the silent treatment for days, weeks, or months on end. The narcissist needs supply, and what they need is two types of supply. There's negative supply and positive supply. Positive supply is when they're actually fake laughing or fake enjoying themselves, and they appear to almost be human-esque. Well, think about what I'm sharing. Negative supply is when they take a beautiful, bright, shining light like you, they try to extinguish you. They silence you. They give you the silent treatment. They disrespect you. They treat you less than a complete stranger. They take you for granted. And the whole time they're doing that, they're making you work harder and harder to stay in an unfixable relationship, to stay in an unattainable relationship. Because that relationship you were a part of, unattainable means it could never, ever be what you thought it would be. That relationship you were a part of, it was leading absolutely to a place which is titled Destructionsville. There are two types of people in these narcissistic relationships. One is the narcissist, and you're learning all about that. Two is the empath, the kind, loving, stable, healthy person, which is you. Now, you may not call yourself the empath, and that's fine, but I can tell you right now, if you didn't have a high level of empathy, you wouldn't be trapped in the narcissistic abusive cycle. If you weren't who you are, you wouldn't have made it this far in the video. If you weren't manipulated and taken advantage of when you're in that relationship, you wouldn't be craving the wisdom, craving the answers to the questions that you had. Because now you're understanding that the narcissist is on a road to nowhere. It wasn't just with you. It was with all the people that they were with or a part of other people's relationships before they met you. This includes their kids, their stepkids, their other romantic interests, their parents, their siblings, their friends, their colleagues, coworkers. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is immune to the wrath or the toxicity of the narcissist. Nobody gets out unscathed. The path, the way to protect and insulate yourself is to go no contact, to block that person, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? If you can't do it, I understand that. Each and every one of our journeys is unique yet similar. We are all on the healing path, headed in the same direction, simply taking different footsteps. I could be a mile in front of you, you could be 10 miles behind me. Doesn't matter, we're all headed towards the same place, which is the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference. You see, that's where the narcissist didn't want you ever to arrive at. The pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference. The narcissist wanted to lead you down a road that led nowhere. This is exactly what they wanted. That's why each and every relationship the narcissist becomes a part of, they all A, have an expiration date, they all B, lead nowhere. They all C, end up with the person who is not the narcissist holding the bag, and that person has to heal from the relationship. This is the relationship you will need to heal from. You're learning that, you're understanding it. Many people, many of those of you who have worked with over the years during one-on-one sessions have made it to that mountaintop, and I applaud you all. I'm so proud of you, you have no idea. See, at one point when I began working with you, you probably didn't believe in yourself the way I believed in you, but now you understand that everything I told you was accurate. It was completely true, and now you are living an abundant life. And you people know who you are. I love you all. All you people, every single one of you who has been healing or who has healed or continues to come back and watch videos and keep your cup full and keep the craving for the knowledge and the wisdom, all of you have been changed by the narcissist. All of you at one point were sold a bill of goods. All of you at one point were thinking that that relationship was going somewhere. And every single one of us, and I'm in that boat too, every single one of us, we found out that we were on a road to nowhere. And the narcissist was using us and our resources as the engine to drive that road, which led to nowhere. Once the signpost ahead showed nowhere up ahead 10 miles or nowhere up ahead 15 days or a month or a year, whatever it was, that's the signpost that the narcissist could read. You never could read it because you were in the narcissistic fog, maybe even the trauma bond, and you were doing everything you could do to keep that relationship afloat. But they were watching you, they were testing the temperature of you, and they were reading the road signs. Picture on the freeway in any country you live in. Well, it says X number of miles an hour, X number of kilometers per hour. Take a left here, la izquierda, or derecha aquí. It'll tell you where to go and what to do. Those are the road signs. You see, that's what the narcissist was doing. They were letting you be the fuel source or the engine driving them to whatever part of that freeway that they wanted to drop you off at, which led to Destructionsville. It led to a road that led nowhere, and they knew that. So they jettisoned you and your beautiful, bright, shining light, you and your energy, once they figured that you had no more gas in the tank, and then you were left sputtering on the freeway of abuse. The narcissist jumped ship or jumped the car, and they went onto a different car. And what they wanted to do, and what they're probably doing right now if they're still living, is using that person, abusing them, manipulating them, and leading them down a road to where? That's right, to a road that leads nowhere. Now you need to understand, I just used a couple graphic examples, and again, there's no script here. This is me free flowing like I always do, but you need to understand a few things. If you're out of the relationship, you need to stay out. Number two, you need to realize that if you've gone no contact, you need to maintain no contact. The next thing is, if you haven't gone no contact, what are you waiting for? You can't be waiting for the narcissist to rear their ugly head again. The narcissist, if they do rear their ugly head via Hoover, it's not going to go well for you. It's never benefited anybody in the history of humanity. You won't be the first to benefit from it. If the narcissist rears their ugly head and attempts to draw you in, they send you snail mail or an email or a package or a happy birthday or a belated Christmas gift, or they send in a flying monkey or somebody and brings up their name, it's never going to benefit you. What it means is the narcissist, A, hasn't finished you off, B, they think there's still something they could take from you, and C, they think you haven't healed or figured out who they are. You need to understand that you need to get as far away from those people as fast as you possibly can, just like I have. And once you block the narcissist, it will sting for a period of time. It will be foreign territory for you, but the more you maintain no contact and block them, the stronger you get. The stronger you get, the weaker the parasite gets, the weaker they get, the less of a grip or a pull they have on you. The lesser of a grip or a pull they have on you, the more you realize that they, the narcissist, they are on a road that's going to lead nowhere with the new supply, just like it led to nowhere with you. Now, you may say, well, wait, actually, we had some great times when I was with the narcissist, and I married them, and I was with them for 10, 20, 30, 50 years, or maybe it was your sibling, or maybe, not that you married, but your sibling that you were in a relationship with, or maybe it was your parent, or maybe it was a friend. I can't tell you who it was. Whoever it was, they did their best to lie to you, to steal from you, to twist your mindset, to change the narrative, to punish you because they were envious and or jealous of you, or both. And you didn't realize what narcissism was because, again, you weren't taught this in school. So how could you know that the person that you were loyal to, that you cared about, maybe loved, or maybe even were in love with, or maybe even had kids with, would turn out to be an abuser, a manipulator, a liar, a thief, a cheater, and more? Well, now you know these things, which is why, again, I create videos each and every day to pay it forward. For those of you who continue to come back and keep your cup full, and for those of you who perhaps this is the first video you're ever watching and you don't even know what narcissism is. You see, at one point, we all were what is known as the new supply. What the new supply is a person who is vulnerable, naive, trusting, probably an empath or high level of empathy. They're giving to a fault, they're committed, and they're believing in the false narrative of the mask that the narcissist is portraying. That's not a good spot. You don't want to be the new supply. You might think, well, wait, when I was the new supply, it was great. Really, really think about what I'm sharing with you. Was it great? No, it wasn't. It was fake. It was an illusion. It was a house of cards. It was a performance by the parasitical creature, the narcissist, trying to lure you into a web of manipulation, a web of toxicity, and a web of abuse. You were on a stage performing, watching the performance with the narcissist, and you thought that you were co-starring in a lifelong relationship that would end happily ever after. What you were is you weren't even an extra, and what you were is you were the target on a stage of abuse being performed by the narcissist. Because once the narcissist knew who you were, and if you had value for them, which you did, all they had to do was begin to play on your heartstrings, or push button A, or pull lever A, or pull back. That's why you were in the push-pull, the high-low, and you could never, ever get your bearings, because you were always off balance, because you were holding your breath, walking on eggshells, and you never knew what was going to happen the next day, hour, week, month. You never knew what was going on. That's why the narcissist kept you off balance. And as they kept you off balance, as I shared with you earlier in the video, you were on a freeway of abuse, and you were heading on a road that was going to lead nowhere. And when I say nowhere, I mean nowhere. Again, I'll clean up the part with when you were in the love bomb / euphoric stage, or when you were the new supply. You may have had great times, but they weren't sustainable. That person you were considering wasn't real. They were wearing a mask for you. They were manipulating you, and all they were trying to do was to get you to be that engine on the freeway of abuse for a couple exits until they would jettison that relationship with you, insert another supply source, and here we go. Having said all these things, you need to realize that once you get the wisdom, you need to apply the tools. No one's going to do the work for you. No one's going to knock on your door. No one is going to come to save you. And I know that's a very difficult pill to swallow, but no one came to save me. I had to save myself, which is why you need to really take this seriously. This is your life. This isn't a movie. This is your life. It's not a miniseries. This is your life. It's not a Hallmark sad ending movie, or maybe not the best example. You get my point. It's real. You need to get away from these people as fast as you possibly can. And so why the narcissist will continue to be on that freeway of abuse, headed for different exits that are going to lead nowhere? Because this is what they do. The narcissist had the best thing they will ever have in you. You know it, and I know it. And the narcissist knows it by now. The narcissist will continue to scour through the planet. They will continue to shapeshift. They will continue to look for supply sources. They will continue to try to rekindle times with old supply sources. And no, I'm not referring exclusively to romantic. It can be anybody. And what they will be doing is they will be always looking, chasing their tail, looking over their shoulder, trying to figure out why they can't ever be accountable, why they can't ever introspect, why the same thing keeps happening over and over and over again. The reason why is because the one common denominator in every narcissistic relationship, it's the narcissist. It's not you. You were, like I shared with you earlier, you were a fuel source on the freeway of abuse, giving them a ride because you were the engine or the car. Maybe you were with them for 20 years. Well, you had a whole bunch of exits that you were passing because the narcissist knew that once you reached a certain age, or once your health took a hit, or once your parents died and you inherited assets or money or something, that's when they would jettison the relationship. The narcissist knows that they're not going to be loyal to anybody. They also know that they can play anybody who's uneducated. They also know that they can twist the knife in people as deep as possible. Anyone that has empathy, anyone that has the ability to love, of which the narcissist cannot love. They can fake it. They have no empathy. They can mimic it. What they can do is regurgitate other people's experiences and shed crocodile tears and act like their heart's broken, or that you're the narcissist, or that they gave everything and that you did nothing. This is getting old, people. It's getting really old. More and more people on the planet are beginning to become awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and realize that their experiences with toxicity are similar to so many other people's. And the narcissist places to hide are running out. The planet's getting smaller. We are all becoming more and more connected. There are only so many rocks where the narcissist can hide under. There are only so many shadows where they can creep around. There's only so many corners that they can lurk. The narcissist is becoming exposed every single waking minute of their lives. And again, you shouldn't be exposing anybody. The narcissist will expose themselves. And the more people get educated on toxicity, on human behavior, on mindset, on narcissism, or worse, and on empathy, the more they realize, wait, I shouldn't be tolerating that. Wait, my parents taught me this. That's not accurate. Wait, what I was taught was way before the internet or way before smartphones. That doesn't apply anymore. Or Everybody on the planet, specifically in this year, should be questioning everything. Everything. If you're not doing it, then you really are going to encounter some hurdles or hiccups or speed bumps or narcissists in the future. That's why everything isn't how it appears to be on the planet. And everybody, and I mean everybody, reveals themselves in time. I have, you have, the narcissist did. You need to really take a close look at who you are spending your time with. Are people adding value to your life, or are people subtracting value? Are people being energy vampires and complaining to you, or are they listening to you? Are people becoming, drinking the Kool-Aid of that the narcissist was pouring, or are they making their own informed, intelligent decisions? You see, what people like, and I'm not referring to the narcissist or to empaths or to you, or definitely not to me, I'm referring to people in general. What people like is they like the familiar, they like the known. And when a whole bunch of people in a group, let's say there's a sample group of 100 people, and let's say 85% of them say that the answer to the question is A, and you say you were in the sample group and you're like, no, the answer isn't A. Why do you think the 85 people out of the 100 said A? It's because 20 of them said A and everyone else like, yeah, I guess they must be right. And then it went to 30 and then A. Well, the 15 people that know that A isn't the right answer, when they say, no, it's B, then the 85 say, no, you're wrong. You're out of your mind. You don't know what we're talking about. Well, what I'm sharing with you, and this is a example that you should really play the part of the video and play it a few times. Not every time is the majority correct. And the majority used to be correct throughout your whole life because you couldn't challenge what you were taught. You couldn't challenge what you experienced. Now you can. That's why with your smartphone, with just the click of a button, you can research things in a moment. Now, everything on the interwebs is not true. You should know that by now. But then again, the narcissist wasn't true, were they? That's why you need to really be able to use your newfound wisdom. You need to use your discernment. You need to trust your instincts, trust your intuition, pay attention to red flags, acknowledge green flags when you see them, and you need to stay in the high vibrational state. Remember this before I close the video. You are trapped in the narcissistic fog. You were trapped in the low vibrational quagmire state where the narcissist wanted to punish you, pepper you, never ever have you come up for air. When you're out, you need to stay out. And you need to understand that the new supply, the narcissist, anyone the narcissist encounters, anything the narcissist says, it's going to lead to a road that goes nowhere. That's what the narcissist is doing. The narcissist future fakes, they plant seeds, they misdirect people, they misrepresent themselves, and they always want to take the best of somebody, because to the narcissist, every person they encounter is a transaction. They want to get the best of whatever it is from that person. And that's what they did with you, and that's what they did with me. That's why once you understand it, you need to get as far away from it as you possibly can, because you are off the road that was going nowhere. The narcissist exists on the road that is going nowhere, and they know it. They've always known it. They just would never tell you, and they won't tell you now. And you should be maintaining your boundaries and maintain no contact. And you should understand that wherever the new supply is, whoever the new supply is, all they're doing is they're either A, being abused by the narcissist, or B, they're a recycled source of supply, or C, they're the narcissist themselves. Any way you look at it, the new supply is not living a life of puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies. They are being punished, or they are punishing the narcissist. And that's why you need to understand that that person, the narcissist, they exist. They live on a road that's going to go nowhere. They live and they want to drive people off cliffs onto roads that end up nowhere. The road to nowhere is where the narcissist exists, and they know it. That's what future faking is. That's what every toxic behavior they administer is a part of. You had no business being on that road going to nowhere. That's why when you're out of it, you need to stay out, and you need to be on the road to where? That's right, the road to the mountaintop of indifference, the pinnacle of indifference. This is where you can take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book, sleep until 12 a.m., stay up till 4 in the morning. You can do whatever you want to, because toxicity took its best shots at you, and it failed miserably. And the road to nowhere will continue with the narcissist steering a new fuel source, burning that person's energy up, consuming them, discarding them. Wash, rinse, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat, whatever that expression is. You were in the cycle. You're out, you're healing, or you've healed, and now you're either at or you are about to arrive at the mountaintop, the pinnacle of difference. And that is a very, very special place of rarefied air, crisp, clean views, sunshine, abundance, peace, serenity, calmness. And that is a very, very beautiful place to be. So that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And understand a couple things. There were some heavy things thrown in there. The freeway to abuse and the toxicity. Everything I'm sharing with you, it's free flow. I have been saying it for years. The whole point of what I'm trying to tell you is this, is you were in a relationship that was going nowhere. You didn't know it. You were on a road that was going nowhere. You didn't know it. The narcissist always knew it. Now that you know it, and they will always know it, and they've always known it, you need to get as far away from them as you possibly can. Close the chapter of the book on that parasite and get towards the pinnacle, the mountaintop of indifference, where there's no room for toxicity. There isn't any room at all for anyone who's negative, who's toxic, who's abusive, who lies, steals, cheats, and does worse. That's why the narcissist exists in that low vibrational state. That's why you are living or thriving high up, where the air is rarefied. That's the mountaintop of indifference. Notice, mountaintop of indifference, low vibrational quagmire state. I think you understand this. Play the video, play it a few times, pay it forward to anybody who could use it. Talk to you tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I loved it. I love you. Bye.